Previously on Trails Through Daybreak, the party went to the underground waterway and encountered a tree monster that was empowered by a Genesis. Unfortunately, an angelic robot stole the Genesis and attacked the party. When Ben's Grenell transformation failed, the said twinings bailed the party out. During the nighttime segment, the party went to the hammam with the Dancer sisters. They also found a case where someone got scammed by a fake BRACER, which sounded suspiciously similar to the imposter cop case. I've been looking into the new arrivals who are coming to the area from Central East. So far, nothing suspicious has turned up about those coming from Elsheim, which means, Either way, Farbad is going to see an influx of tourists starting tomorrow. We have to optimize our intel gathering as best we can. We can't expect our help from the capital to take care of everything for us. With all the cars here for the festival, running these lots is tough. We're seeing more and more accidents and burglaries. Not that tourists didn't blunder into trouble before, but these last few days have seen a real uptick in rough types of all sorts. Don't get me started on nighttime when people have dinner in their cars and just chuck garbage out the windows. Would it kill those people to spare a thought for those of us who actually have to run these places? Seriously. Things are as bustling as ever come nightfall, which is great for me, huh? Farbad's always been a little rough and tumble, but I've never seen the people here go this wild before. Not that I can complain, it's bringing in that much more money to me, so if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Young Master, must we have this conversation again? I fully appreciate your desire to live in Rome as you please, truly I do. However, your father is merely trying to ensure that you do not needlessly suffer out in the real world before you are ready. That is why it is important that you learn etiquette. Once you do, you can appeal to your father to loosen his restrictions. Why is my dad trying to keep me stuck inside the city? It's such a waste of perfectly good car. Oh well, at least there's the film festival. You don't get stuff like that around here every day. Might as well enjoy it while I can. This orbital hookah's got the good stuff. I guess for now, I'll just have to content myself with enjoying what's local. Could be worse, I guess. The young master was such an intelligent, well-behaved boy when he was young. The loss of his mother affected him profoundly. Even so, he does grasp the basics of etiquette. Yet these past few days, he's acted rather strangely. What could have happened? The hookahs! The hookahs! I guess that the film festival being so close has got me feeling fired up, because I could go for some excitement right about now. And there's nothing more exciting than cruising around the dunes. Get that crusty old butler in the passenger seat, and I just know we'll have a damn good time. I know I saw that dancer somewhere around here at night. What could she be possibly doing in the entertainment district at such a late hour? I need to find out. Yeah, what am I saying? Just because my wife left me doesn't mean I can start stalking some local. I need to get my head on straight. Oh boy. Don't be shy, step right up. You're gonna love what I have for sale. Better act fast though, I'm only getting more customers. This stall's as popular as ever. These cutting edge orbital hookahs are the best. They're easy to hide and even better, they're a great way to cope with the heat here. I'm telling you, without a good way to relax, there's no way I'd be able to do my job. I bet something like this would do Officer Vernier some good too. That woman seriously needs to learn to chill out. Well, we probably should have gotten out of that place a little sooner. Oh well, I managed to snag souvenirs for everyone back home already at least, so it was still time well spent-ish. We came here hoping to meet some celebrities or something, only to end up spending all day in the shop. Oh well, the film festival hasn't even started yet. There are still plenty of chances to catch glimpses of the rich and famous. Shadeen, our owner, is a very decisive person and has a lot of drive as a leader, which I certainly respect. We might be successful right now, but being a little too certain about things can breed apprehension, you know? For example, I used to inspect new stock as it came in, but now the company is all about speed. Well, my shop attracts a fair share of customers because I deal in rarities that you can't find anywhere else. But even I can't ignore the real sales potential that these orbital hookahs seem to possess. Things like these are what's in vogue these days, and I need to make sure to pay attention and stock up accordingly. That's why it's crucial to interact with your customers so you remain clued into what they want, as they want them.
I'm so in love with this brand.
It may just be me, but people around Farbad seem to be strangely elated as of late. It's not just the tourists either. Even local residents and other Central Easterners are in exceptionally high spirits. It could simply be excitement for the upcoming film festival, but I've never seen anything like it for any event. Way back in the day, I always had to work fixing up orbital vehicles for caravans because of how often they break down from the sand. But now that they're built to take such terrain, that work's dried up, which is how I wound up getting recruited to come work here. Being surrounded by cutting-edge tech in such a clean, pristine workplace really hits home just how much things have changed.
Wanna get a drink together?
This area has a casino and nightclub. I assume you wish to visit them. For intel gathering, of course.
Please tell me that's not why we're here.
Of course not. You think I'd let minors into a club? Have a little faith in me.
You make it hard to sometimes.
Hey man, nothing wrong with a little pleasure before business.
Hey there, folks. Need something to do tonight? In fact, you boys thinking of going off by yourselves later? Because if you are, I know some fun joints you'll enjoy that I keep to myself during the day, if you know what I mean. Hell yeah, now you're speaking my language. I'm from Longport, so I know a thing or two about having fun. Definitely interested to see how good this town can party. That's the spirit, and here's a tip. Check out the underground nightclub that's just past here. The girls are the real deal. Just about everyone comes away from there a happy customer, trust me. Aaron, your thoughts remain sparkling pure, I hope. Stay focused, kid. We're here on business, remember? Though granted, it might not be the worst idea to slip in there for a bit. Never know what kind of dirt you'll dig up in those joints. Sounds like some new girls have recently joined the nightclub too. They tend to have their reasons for being there, but they're all legit. You'd have to be crazy not to like what they have to offer. Without that geological survey conducted by Valis, nobody would have ever known my ancestral lands were home to such rich mineral deposits. It was me who made the call to bring them in. Best decision I ever made. Now I'm the owner of an enormous mine. Nice thing about working with Valis folks is they take you to resorts too. Never hurts having like-minded friends who know how to go hard. I'm glad I decided to visit Farbad. This hookah's got a surprisingly addictive flavor for how cheap the stuff is. We can always count on nighttime to pick business up and land us some lovers of astronomical bets. But even by those standards, our customers have been unusually eager these last couple of days. If our sponsors caught wind of the size of some of these bets, they'd be floored, and they're hardly the reserve sort themselves. But that's just another side of this little desert oasis we call home. We've always attracted a lot of Calvardian oligarchs and foreign nobles. One guy made his fortune from dealings with Elstein, for example. But lately we've been seeing a lot of newly rich Calvardians, plus people with close ties to Vals too. And if that weren't enough, even director Godey himself from Vegas Films often comes here to play. He'd stopped visiting for a little while to work on the film festival, but was able to stop by today now that some of that work is behind him. It's been a while since director Godey paid us a little visit. Believe it or not, he's actually a fairly decent gambler. In case you couldn't tell from his films, that man's desires are boundless. With a mind like that, gambling makes him play bold. But I guess without that sort of attitude, he wouldn't be able to make the kinds of movies he does. Hey, now that some of our preparations for the festival are complete, I figure it's been long enough. I'll stop by and play a few rounds. That dealer wasn't here the last time I came, but let me tell you, I like the cut of his jib. He gets what it means to entertain people. He's good at throwing in big surprises to his routine. Hell, he's inspired me to throw a little something extra into the parade to spice it up even more. Only question is what? If there's one thing people crave, it's always a good shock to the system. Something stimulating. If you ask me, nothing gets the job done faster than a little FNV. Effing and violence, you know? But I have to admit, if there's anything else out there that can prove just as stimulating, it's some good old-fashioned gambling. If you're looking for Bermati, he went over to the hotel. He said he was going to practice elsewhere. He wasn't here for very long, but it was an honor to get to host him at my bar. I learned a lot just from watching him. I can't help but admire his drive to hone his craft. Not everyone would move from place to place as they practice. Kudos to him, I say.
Do you know what you want?
Salty Shot. Seriously, that is a sussy name, okay? I had the pleasure of playing against none other than Mr. Goody himself a little while ago. I have to say, I find his views on entertainment and how to stimulate audiences to be really fascinating. I completely agree with him that nothing spices up a scene like a big surprise. All the more reason to get excited for whatever that man has in store for his carnal cavalcade, if you ask me.
Well,
Green-haired BRACER.
let me ask you something.
I see, so you guys want to know about that green-haired BRACER. Yes, remember him, alright. Quite clearly, as a matter of fact. We don't see many customers like him. Really? Tell us more. He came around here about an hour ago while out on patrol. But there was something about him that looked a little odd. He was watching the other patrons for some reason, as if he was trying to size them up or some such. I think he might have been investigating something. Is that what brings you here too? Yeah, something like that. You happen to see if this BRACER talked to anyone? Let me think. Ah, yes, I remember him trying to strike up a conversation with one man who was playing alone. The police were also making their rounds at the time. When he noticed them approaching, he was rather quick to depart. Still trying to avoid getting spotted by the cops. Sounds like. For someone acting so brazen, this guy's a real chicken shit. I'm a little concerned about him staring at the other visitors like that too. Indeed, the more that we talk, the more hindsight makes me feel something was amiss with him. In any case, I'm afraid that is all I can share about the BRACER in question. I can only guess what you would want with him. But regardless, I wish you all luck in your endeavors. Well, thanks for your time, and for a hot tip too. Okay folks, let's see if anyone else caught wind of our sneak. As you wish. When you work as a dealer, you learn that nothing gets a player worked up like a little zestiness they can't even see coming. There's no greater honor in this line of work than being able to deliver a good surprise your players will never forget. Farbad's my home, so my work here feels fairly personal sometimes. It's all the more reason I'm trying extra hard to carry out my duties while such an enormous event is going on. Unfortunately, not all of my colleagues in the force are quite as diligent, which makes work that much harder for me. If everybody just did their jobs, I probably wouldn't have so much on my plate. Too much to ask for, I suppose. There are so many people here tonight. Lately, I've been seeing more and more sorts you don't usually get in the evenings, probably because of the film festival. Not that I'm complaining, more sales for me. I'm looking to save up and travel, so as far as I'm concerned, it's all good luck. Boy, am I glad my clients got air conditioning in their office, or else I would have been a sweaty mess during our meeting. Actually, while we were talking, they told me there's going to be a film festival, and that's why everyone is so jazzed up. I don't pay attention to entertainment news at all, so I have no idea they were putting on anything like that here. It just so happens my schedule opened up, so I might make time to check it out, just to see what all the fuss is about. After having a look around, I must admit, Farbad's quite different from what I imagined. Growing up, I heard it was a dusty, quiet place without a lot to offer, and figured that was probably still the case. But I really enjoyed the cultural district. It's making me think maybe I should have a movie set somewhere in the Central East. Although, knowing Salvatore Godi's inclinations, I suspect I know exactly what kind of culture he plans on promoting in this parade.
Indeed.
My mom's idea of what Farbad and the Central East are like has got to be at least 20 years out of date. I think her mind might be starting to come around, though. She seems to have started enjoying herself. Although I just remembered, Mr. Godi's supposed to be heavily involved in playing the festival here, right? I guess that explains why everything feels so much more energized than what I'm used to in Messeldam, maybe. As if I'm not busy enough dealing with the festival, now I have to take care of pitches. I get that the one normally in charge has their hands full, but they just want me to put summaries together and it's just too much. It doesn't help that our president is sticking around so late either, which is odd for him. That makes it tricky to do things on your own, but it's like he's keeping watch over everything. Whew, I'm beat. It's not often I'm working at reception until this late. But on the flip side, we had all sorts of actors and directors come through that we don't normally see here. It's not every day I get to serve visitors like that. It's pretty exciting. I feel kind of bad just sitting around enjoying myself while everybody else is working so hard in the film festival, though. Oh, if it isn't the gophers Nina hired. I don't know what you're trying to dig up, but knowing her, I imagine it's rather serious. Relax, pal. We're not here to get in the way of your little soiree. Sure, working late, though. You know, for the right price, depending on what you're doing, I could maybe take a load off. Not a chance. Can't trust an amateur like you with this. Just don't go stirring things up too much, and we won't have a problem. As if I don't have enough trouble trying to keep a leash on Godi and his rambunctious antics. Now I've got to worry about grunts hired by a certain someone running amok. Buddy, if you're so busy, maybe you shouldn't be stressing about what an actress does in her spare time. Ever think about that? I don't like what you're insinuating. Listen, the last thing we need is one of our performers getting caught up in some mad scandal. So it's only natural that I have a rough idea of what those ladies get up to, insofar as their agencies allow it. In any case, if you don't have any business, I'll have to ask you to leave. I'm extremely busy here. Hey, you won't hear us complaining. Don't mind if we do. Just keep in mind that Arkride Solutions is in town. You never know when you might need us. So where'd Godi run off to this time? Does he have to go charging off at every damn foolish thing he sees? I told him we would need to have more meetings, and yet... I officially dropped our amateur film off at Vegas Films. Because they're so busy getting ready for the festival though, they said they won't be able to check it out right away. I get that we came at a busy time and all, but I hope it doesn't take too long. I really want to know what they think. Sounds like the selection process is going to take time anyway, so we might as well look around and check stuff out while we wait. After all, the film festival attracted a lot of actors and production staff we wouldn't otherwise normally get to meet. Stuff is exciting. We spent a lot to travel out here, so we need to make the most of it and enjoy ourselves too. Maybe I'll ask for some autographs. I just caught my first glimpse of President Dillon in the flesh, and you know, he's not quite what I imagined him to be. I figure as the head of an up-and-coming film studio, he'd be more flexible and daring leader, but I guess not. I guess Vegas Films though is its rapid rise of Salvatore Godi and his talent behind the camera more than anything else. I'm getting a lot of people eating dinner at my stall, which feels great. Nothing's as tasty as a good bite to eat outside during a festival, especially with my singing to accompany it. Baha! I'm telling you, my silky voice makes everything taste exponentially better. It's science, I tell you. Science! This guy, first I catch him eyeing up the nightclub while he and I are supposed to be out on a date together. Then he just happens to get a call from work while I'm lecturing him, and skips out on our date altogether. This couldn't be much worse of a night out, even if I tried. Inspector, what do you mean I have to get ready? You're coming out to Farbad tomorrow, but why? I mean, yes, I get it's for an investigation, but why do I have to get involved when I'm supposed to be taking time off? I understand, sir, but, if you insist. I'm going to receive an additional time off later to make up for this, right? Hey, Nate, oh, honey, you're not doing what I think you're doing, are you? Sorry, babe, duty calls. I've got work to do. So much for being serious, I guess. Wait, is he telling the truth? You're kidding me. That's not supposed to happen on vacation. Man, I didn't expect the inspector to show up all the way out here. I'm supposed to be off duty for crying out loud, and on a date to boot. Can't he respect the guy's precious downtime?
Can we talk?
Oh, you're saying you're looking for a green-haired bracer? Yeah, we saw a guy like that. He came up and talked to us earlier today, as a matter of fact. Hey, no kidding. I was just trying my luck in asking. Didn't expect you all to have actually seen the guy. Yeah, well, congrats. No, you guys scram. We're in the middle of a date. Oh, come on. What's a little favor between friends, huh? Just tell us what you know about that nerd and we'll get right out of your hair. Believe me, last thing any of us wanted is to interrupt your little tryst right as it was getting good. You punks have a way of pushing my buttons. Fine, let's talk. Long story short, we were talking to your green-haired bracer just a bit ago. He asked if we were having trouble with anything and offered to help. Just out of the blue like that. Interesting. And then what? Nothing, really. He cut things short and then took off for somewhere. Looking back on it, that wasn't really, I don't know, bracer-like of him to do. Babe, don't you remember? He ran away after you said there was nothing to worry about because you're a cop. Maybe it was just me, but it felt like he got really tense as soon as you mentioned that. Oh yeah, I guess he did, didn't he? Huh. The rest of the story is completely unremarkable. However, the fact that he was so concerned about the police attention certainly stands out. Feels like we're starting to close in on the guy. Thanks for filling us in. Sorry to eat up so much of your time. Go and enjoy the rest of your spriggan-less date. It was spriggan-less until you idiots showed up. So I don't know what you all are investigating this time, but you better not cause trouble for the police, got it? Alright, I think we've talked out enough folks that we can paint a decent picture of what's going on. Let's find someplace quiet to talk and see what we've come up with. In that case, I might suggest that area over there. No, we're all settled. Let's go over what we know. First, this green-haired bracer showed some weird behavior for a guy in his line of work. He's overly leery of competition, even for a bracer, and was sizing up customers at the casino. Which is to say, that's no bracer act. He's rolling like a pay thief. Which would make sense if his bracer appearance is simply a disguise. This is starting to sound a lot like that man impersonating a policeman earlier today. Yep, and just like that, then, going around impersonating a bracer is not the kind of heat most are going to want to risk getting nicked for. No, this smells like a case of greed getting the better of a guy while he's working towards something else. Oh yeah, that Officer Camillo is one of the deviancy brothers that are wanted by the police, right? Could the bracer be the other brother? Whatever it all is, our main problem right now is that all the eyewitness reports we have come from stuff that just took place. For a guy who seems to be wandering around looking for suckers to rob, he doesn't exactly have a whole lot to show for it. Which could mean that since he already successfully robbed someone and after getting in their car, he could be thinking of trying that again. Exactly, that's my hunch. Is there any way we can put a stop to him before he targets anyone else? Actually, I may have a suggestion toward that end. If we assume that the perpetrator is going to target the driver of a car with a flat tire, as he did before, then why don't I conduct a wide area search for potential car targets among the ones driving into Farbad this evening? Oh, damn, you can do that? That'd save us a lot of trouble. Indeed, I can. It's a form of shard-based information analysis. Well then, I shall initiate the search, starting now. Search complete. Oh, what do we have here? As it happens, there appears to be a car stranded near the entrance to the city. Bingo, if this guy's gonna strike again, odds are good that's our mark. Yeah, let's keep an eye on that car signal while we stake out this so-called bracer. See if he finally shows himself. With how close that car is, it should probably only take a few minutes for it to pull into town. We'll go into the parking lot and wait there. Sounds good to me. Several minutes after commencing the stakeout in the parking lot. Man, I don't know how we would have made it here if it weren't for you. Seriously, thank you so much. Oh, no problem. Just happy I could help at all, really. I only did a quick fix, though. You really should take Reliable here into a mechanic later and have it looked at by a professional. Will do. Thanks again for everything. Wasn't there something we can do to repay you? I feel bad not doing more. Don't worry. All in day's work for a bracer. Your thanks is its own reward. Oh, it is, huh? Sure helps when you can nick a reward of your choice to boot. Oh, what the? Gotcha, pal. You're not going anywhere. Eek, what do you think you're doing? Sorry to scare you folks. We're with Arkride Solutions. We've been on the trail of this guy for a reason that'll become clear in a moment. What? Why? He's a bracer. What could he have possibly done wrong? Get your hands out of there. That's... And there it is. A wallet. Does this happen to belong to you guys? Ferry handed the wallet to the tourist. One, yeah, that's mine. I had it stashed inside my bag on the back seat. Are you telling me this bracer stole it? That's exactly it, and that's just the start. Just so you all don't get any wrong ideas about bracers, you should know this guy's a fraud. This may sound like a strange question to ask, but did you two get a flat tire on your way to town tonight? Yes, we did actually. I figured it was because it was such a long drive. Luckily, this bracer happened to come across us and offer to help. That's how we got here. So that's the problem. It is very likely he is the one who punctured your tire in the first place. Does he have a blow dart? He seems to have this method where he bursts a tire and then pretends to be passing by before offering to repair it. He then hitches the ride back to town and steals whatever he finds in the back seat. Isn't that right? If I got some part of it wrong, now's the time to correct me. Gah. But Adio, so he was pretending to be a bracer after all along just so he could rob me. I didn't sense anything wrong at all. If you guys hadn't shown up when you did, we'd have been completely clueless. And whose fault is that, huh? That's what you get for trusting someone just because they say they're a bracer, you morons. So if I maybe took things too far this time because they were so easy to sucker, who cares? Go ahead and turn me in. At the end of the day, our objective is still within reach. So there is more going on. What are you planning? Heh, who can say? Once we get our hands on that, they'll be able to post bail for me, no problem. It'll be a drop in the bucket. Take me to the bracers or police or whoever you want. See what I care. Ooh, looks like we got a sassy one on our hands. I think this guy needs to be taught a lesson he won't forget. Do your worst, dirtbag. I dare you. Put in park, kid. There's no need for us to rake him over the coals personally. We'll turn him into the guild and then he'll be their problem. That way, they'll owe us a favor for saving their reputation. In that case, I shall contact the Bracer Guild so arrangements can be made. Although, before I do so, I must say, Mr. Arkride, this has been a rather impressive exercise. It's been a true honor and pleasure to finally see for myself how such a renowned spriggan goes about his business. Okay, alright, I don't need to be barred up. Thanks, just ring up a race so we can get on with the rest of our night. Heh, as you wish. Upon receiving Rosette's call, a Bracer team rushed to the scene, taking the emerald-haired imposter into the custody themselves. As for the tourists, they were subsequently brought to both the guild house and police to testify about what took place. Similarly, Van Dieres also visited the Bracer Guild to offer her own report on the matter. So I can't believe the Bracer we were all looking for turned out to be a fake. I'm glad you all found him as quickly as you did. He could have caused real problems for us if he'd stayed on the loose for too long. On behalf of the guild, you have our sincere thanks for stopping him. We really appreciate it. Now don't mention it. Our curiosity got the better of us, that's all. Though some might say you guys owe us one regardless. Oh, no question. We're more than willing to compensate you for everything you've done, including paying you for your time. I'm just surprised that Bracer turned out to be who he was. Yeah, another one of those thieving brothers who are wanted back in Edith. That's crazy. We've already managed to nab both of them, but they say they have another objective. Hopefully it means there'll be a little less crime around, at the very least. Agreed, the film festival probably needs heightened security in light of all this. Anyway, thanks again for taking care of all that, everyone. If anything else comes up tomorrow, we appreciate your help then too.
All in a day's work.
Got Mira.
Gotta keep this up.
Then I'll update your rank.
C+, Soul Chef Parfait. You're horrible, Dingo. You told me you were still in Edith, and now here you are trying to sneak off on me. And I'm telling you, there's no reason for you to come all the way out here. Doesn't Tyrell keep its reporters on a pretty tight leash? Oh, don't you worry, I came prepared. I got permission from my EIC to scout out the film festival and do a write-up about it. No, not to mention, the reporter originally slated to handle the festival has had something come up, so somebody needed to be there anyway. It should be illegal to have the kind of luck you do. At least it explains why you're here 2 days before the big event. Hey, it's the Spriggan again. What the heck are you guys doing here? You're getting distracted. Listen, I'm not lying. I am here on personal business, even if it hasn't gotten me anywhere yet. As for you guys, I see you've got more help than ever. That new girl of yours looks pretty capable too. You flatter me. Please call me Rosette Twinings. I am a concierge working on dispatch from Marduk Total Security Company. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Marduk, as in that. Dingo, quit trying to change the subject. I'm not finished with you. You still haven't told me what this personal business of yours is. Now fess up. You know I'll be more than happy to help you with it. What about personal business? Don't you understand? I told you I'm fine. But why not? I'm growing as a reporter. I can handle myself. For starters, it's not exactly a good look roping in a reporter working for someone else to pitch in on my work. So what? I don't care about that. Besides, you helped save me before. It's only fair I repay a favor. Sounds like your man's trying to keep this business under wraps. He must be doing a piece on unseemly things. What? That can't be it. Could it? What do you mean, unseemly? Aaron, now look at what you've done. I can't believe you would report on something so despicable. This is exactly why you need to be changed. I'm the girl who's gonna make it happen. I can fix him. Well, glad we all got that sorted out. Anyway, we'll be heading out now. I haven't sorted out anything. Trying to bounce real quick, eh? Damn it. Look at all the trouble you guys have stirred up now. Oh, whatever. If I find anything out, I'll hit you up. Sounds good to me. Good luck with your investigating, you two. When I said I wanted to put together something about the film festival, my boss let me go on the spot. It was amazing. But you, Dingo, I can smell it. Films are just pictures and a light to you. You're after something bigger, something way more important. You really shouldn't put me on a pedestal. Now that you're here, we've got to keep you out of trouble. Listen, I've got stuff to do. Don't do anything crazy. The Prince of Elsheim is here, you know. Why don't you interview the guy? He is? I never would have expected someone so big and famous to be visiting a trashy event like this. Yeah, maybe I should talk to him. That could be my ticket to a really big... this isn't about me. Stop trying to distract me. I'm not letting you out of my sight for even a second, and there's nothing you can say or do about it, mister. Got it? I'll be honest with you, Spriggan. I find it very suspicious to be writing to you yet again after our little encounter in Longport. It must have something to do with whatever Dingo's investigating, right? Right? You know, given that you never seem to get anywhere, don't you think sticking to one spot instead of bouncing around would work better? Anyway, to answer your question, we're here on some business for new clients. It's got nothing to do with your hotshot heartthrob. And don't get your hopes up. He and I trade info, but nothing that'd make for the kind of hot scoops you're angling for. Sorry. Shut up, I don't need your help to do my job. Mark my words, whatever it takes, I'll uncover the truth of what that man's up to, even if it kills me. We should probably call it a day, Dingo, but rest assured, I'll be hitting the pavement as hard as ever tomorrow. And don't think you can get the jump on me for long. No matter what you try, I'll be on you like a dog going after its own tail. Look, that Mireille's got some sharp instincts. I hadn't said a word to her about my current story, and yet here she is. Well, it's probably best I keep an eye on her. Guess we'll be going drinking tonight, though not too hard. Right, where were Nina and Judith staying again? You must be Mr. Arkride and company. Miss Lancer and Miss Fenley are waiting for you all by the pool. The clerk there already knows you're coming. You're free to enter whenever you're ready. Good to hear, thanks. That's one way to say hello. At least his customer service is impeccable. I expect nothing less from a 6-star facility. I don't get it. Why would they be at the pool when it's night? It's a nighttime pool. You get to drink alcohol and all that good stuff there. But a little kid like you can't really appreciate grown-up stuff like that yet. I am not. If you think I can't handle alcohol, I'll prove you... Hurry, no. Not until you're older. And Erin, don't go putting any ideas in her head. Got it. I see Agnes is rather mature for her age. You could say that. She can definitely be forceful when she needs to be. I got a report earlier from our office in the Cultural District of War drying up in that area. We managed to resolve the issue, thankfully, but it's embarrassing that it took us that long to realize what was going on. We've had our hands so full expanding the entertainment district infrastructure that I suppose we got lax about managing the water elsewhere. There are still things left to set up in the Cultural District. I want our resources to be distributed at least a little more equitably. Welcome, Mr. Arkride, sir. If you're looking for Miss Lancer and Miss Fenley, you'll find them at the swimming pool. You may wish to have a word with them as you relax together. If you're looking for the pool, you'll find it past the door at the far end to the right. We offer a wide variety of services there as well, so please take all the time you'd like to enjoy it. Be aware, however, some of our guests of the highest stature are there as well, so I must ask you all to exercise discretion. Welcome, please make yourself at home and enjoy the services we offer during the day, and throughout the night. In case you're not aware, this hotel was made possible by several investors, particularly Elsheim and the Bank of Edith. Such investors expect only the absolute best in service, which is why we're proud to provide around the clock. Time is no object. We may be famous for our nighttime swimming, but our offers extend well beyond that. We hope you make the most of them. Unfortunately, considering your family governs near Elsheim's border, I think conflict is inevitable. Not only does my father have a bone to pick, but the people in Vallis seem to see quite a lot within their territory. Maybe so, but that doesn't preclude us from being friendly, does it? I, for one, don't want to have to quarrel with you. Oh, what am I saying? With the royal family and Vallis at play, perhaps I'm naive for thinking we can be above the fray. Sigh. No, you're right. I think it would be good if we found a way to get closer and make it harder for our families to butt heads, long term. Though it would mean that if things took a bad turn between us, we'd stand to lose something. That wouldn't be ideal. Good point. And a few years down the line, we could get into business or become partners in some other venture. We'll force our father's hands to that way. Surely once they recognize it as a fact, things can't get any worse between our families, at least. Now that's an idea. I hadn't thought about that. There's also, we should discuss this further. I'm really intrigued by the idea of us going into business together. I should have known she wouldn't quite pick up on it. Maybe we aren't quite there yet. I've had the pleasure of meeting Munt before at certain events in the Principality. He really is quite kind and intelligent. Even if he sometimes shows our coetish behavior, it would certainly be nice if our generation got along better than our parents. Bless it all, I need to calm my father down, quickly. If people see our families fighting at the film festival, our reputation will take a hit. He's actually not that hard to reason with. Ultimately, it's our future that's most important, not what's immediately in front of us. Nina is so awesome. It's amazing how hard she can get into her roles. I played a supporting role of her in Wolf's Requiem. I'm telling you, it was like her character Michelle was really alive and standing right next to me the entire time. You probably know, but Nina plays Sheena Dirk in the upcoming movie Gloria. She made a real stir in the film industry, being able to play such a prominent white figure so naturally despite being half Eastern. If she can pull off something as tricky as that, who knows how much potential she has? Sure, seriously, it's nuts. What, are you telling me you're meddling in the mines after all this time? Waha, there are plenty of other mine owners who have found great success with the help and support of Valis. Like it or not, the age of Alzheimer's dominance over buried resources is coming to an end. Not only that, I'm confident that Valis will take its profits earned from southern maritime trading and invest them in landowners like myself. That doesn't change the fact that those people now sit at Alzheimer's doorstep with your land under their influence. How can you be so blind? Can you tell that you're merely being used for shell games and nothing more? And so what if I am? There's nothing that says I can't shovel around their shells as well. I assure you, I have no intention of becoming their pawn. I'll make my fortune and then move on before they try to do me in. Such arrogance. Mark my words, a mindset like that will spell your doom, and sooner than later. That Bashar is so full of himself. He's clearly lost sight of his own meager capabilities. It's fair to say I was definitely right to be so cautious. That said, it genuinely pains me to see him, my rival of many years, turn into such a mindless person. But I haven't lost my mind. I know full well that Valis has ambitions of his own. But that doesn't mean a lord like myself can't make use of their outpourings to my advantage. A new age is upon us. Niceties are ultimately for suckers. If my family and realm are going to prosper, we've got to get dirty. There's something fulfilling about serving some of the richer guests from the Central East once you get used to what they order. They have their own particular demands you have to stay on top of, like fruits from there that they enjoy having. It's an interesting challenge, grasping what they want and then trying to serve them something that meets those unique expectations. It's a great opportunity to flex my muscles as a bartender, that's for sure. There's probably no better place to work than here. Main story will advance upon entering the hotel swimming pool. Whoa, so this is what a nighttime swimming pool looks like. It's so calm and relaxed. The view of the oasis is nice too. I don't know about the calm. With all these folks drinking, I bet I can get pretty rowdy. Now you've seen this place. Rowdy early guests had shown the door. Now where are the girls?
Well, we meet again. Beautiful night we're having, isn't it? Are you darlings done with work for the night?
More or less, yeah. I didn't realize you'd be working here, Bramati. Yeah, they called me in as an extra pair of hands to pitch in before the tournament. And I don't think we've met before. You are? Rosette Twinings. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mr. Bramati. Hold on, are you the one contracted to work with Van? Where are you? It's a long story. More to the point. Are actresses anywhere around here? Oh, you must mean those two. They're right over there. Whistle, now we're talking. Two A-listers walking around in swimsuits. You love to see it.
Ah, there you are. Sorry we're a little underdressed right now.
I got half a mind to tell you two off for lounging around bikinis while we've been out there busting our butts. Boy, coming back to a site like this makes it all worth it. I'll let slide.
We're not wearing these for you, you know. Yeesh. We've been working pretty hard ourselves. A certain president was parading us around left and right all day. We're bushed.
Right, that bit earlier. Sorry, should have realized that. I can certainly imagine how that would get pretty draining, doing all that meeting and greeting. Sounds like you earned your keep today.
Right back at you, girl. Hold on. Did you get another girl? It's only been a few hours.
You're Judith Lancer and Lena Fenley, if I'm not mistaken, yes? It's an honor to meet you both. My name is Rosette Twinings. I'm assisting everyone temporarily.
Okay. Well, it's nice to meet you too, Rosette.
I really can't imagine what all you've gotten up to, but alright, let's hear what happened today.
Sure thing, here's the gist of it.
You ran into someone dangerous in the waterway and found another threatening note?
Judith, maybe keep it down?
Oh, that's wonderful, Nina. Sounds like it's gonna be pretty exciting. I can't wait.
Anyway, you guys have been through a lot today, it sounds like. This situation's getting pretty complicated at this point. And it sounds like it could be connected to the Amsterdam Film Festival's cancellation. Yes, although that isn't confirmed at this stage. Hard to see how all these things tie together, but one thing's for sure, something is clearly going down. What's got me real concerned is that mysterious girl who showed up in the waterway. Can't be sure yet that she's the one saying all those notes, but we definitely can't ignore her, even putting my own circumstances aside. Yeah, especially if A's involved in this. So basically, long story short, you still haven't figured anything out, is that it? So much for the spriggan living up to the hype, You got us there. It's not what we were hoping for either. Oh, be nice, Judith. They still did better than we could have expected for their first day here. If we hadn't hired them, we have gotten the film festival completely unprepared. I get that. I'm not saying they did absolutely nothing. I'm just trying to make clear that we need to get this figured out sooner rather than later. I mean, this Joker's saying notes to the locals who were just scouted now. It pisses me off. An inside person, obviously. Getting a little worked up over this, aren't you? Not that I disagree, mind. Definitely, we can't let them win. You know, there's something I can't help but wonder. What is the culprit trying to accomplish? What do you mean? What's there to wonder? No, she's right. I don't see what this person's trying to get at myself. If all they wanted to do was cancel the film festival, it'd be quicker to just threaten the terror attack again and be done with it. But instead, they're sending these notes to individual actresses and even dancers. That's a pretty roundabout way of doing it. Huh. That's a good point. I see what you mean. The means and ends don't appear to add up, so to speak. Even if it doesn't change the fact that the festival is still being interfered with. Yeah, I got a feeling that little contradiction is the key to all this.
Sounds like you all are having a rather intriguing conversation.
Hey buddy, what the hell's your Highness? I didn't realize you were here too. I'm sorry we aren't exactly dressed for a meeting with the prince.
Oh, please. You've nothing to worry about. You two are like a pair of flowers blooming in the desert. You're the film industry's greatest treasures. Zemurious treasures. Please, bless us with your beauty as you wish. Quench the thirsts of we cast-down mortal men with your presence.
So you certainly have a way of words, that's for sure. Color me intrigued. Could he be...
Your Highness, please, remain respectful.
I'll tone it down, Najee, fear not. But where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. I am Sharid Oswald, son of Grand Prince Salman of Elsheim. This is my dear and trusted secretary, Najee. Judith and Nina have informed me about you all. It appears you're handling their private business for them. If so, I'd like to consult with you all about a certain something as well, if it would not be an imposition.
Huh? Alright, we're listening. Did he also get a threat letter? First off, let me reiterate that's a real pleasure to make your acquaintance, Prince Sharid. I wouldn't ever expect a guy as big and important as you to give some guy doing odd jobs in Calvard like me the time of day. You're too humble, Mr. Arkride. I understand you're exceedingly capable, so I wanted to make sure to talk to you. As a matter of fact, I've heard things about you, all of you, including your temporary help. You honor me, Your Highness. Still, can't say a swimming pool is where I expected to bump into the heir to a throne. Life's just full of surprises. I knew you were one of the sponsors for the film festival, but I can't believe someone of your stature would actually receive one of those threatening notes. Well, it's true, unfortunately. The contents are the same as the ones we got. The prince got the letter 5 days ago. He's been staying at the Grand Suite. That's just about the same time as ours came in. I guess that means they were sent to both Edith and Farbad at the same time then, huh? I initiated an investigation immediately, of course, but we still haven't determined how the note got to the prince. At the very least, it appears to have been expertly camouflaged. Sounds just like what happened with Sarah when she got her note. You're referring to the dancer I recommended to go to, yes? I heard she received one as well. Given she was only scouted this afternoon, however, that is exceedingly swift. The timing is too perfect. I believe at this stage we can safely rule out this being some mere prank, do you agree? Yeah, I'm right there with you. In fact, I think it crossed that line as soon as you were sent your note, Your Highness. Yeah, whoever we're dealing with, this guy's either got guts or he's a complete dumbass. Maybe even a little bit of both. That being said, for a guy who received a threat, you seem pretty relaxed about it, Your Highness. Must feel pretty confident in your lady friend there to approach the likes of us, too. You're not incorrect, my friend. Truth be told, she is also my bodyguard and one of the Principality's greatest sword fighters. Quite possibly its very best. In fact, I would go so far as to reckon she outclasses even the likes of Mr. Arkride and your concierge. No kidding. To be honest, I suspected as much since first laying eyes on her. You got me there. Hard to stack up against the bodyguard serving such a hotshot. Oh, and just to be clear, Van's fine. No need to be stiff with me. Van it is then. You're 24, yes? That makes me 3 years older than you. Everything Mr. Gotti has told me about you adds up. You clearly have a lot of promise. After all, not just anyone could discern the deep, nuanced themes behind Golden Blood. I suppose I am right in thinking you've seen the limited run R17 Director's Cut. Of course, no real fan could miss it. Wish I could catch it again while I'm here too. But with my underage assistants tagging along, I can't. A shame. It makes us up for a real good watch. I knew you were a man of taste, a man of culture. I couldn't agree more. My younger sister once happened to see it as well, and I'll tell you, she was giving me the dirtiest looks for the longest time after that. Sounds like it must have been a trying time in the Aswell household. Wow, these two are like peas in a pod. You don't have to get so excited, Van, please. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised that a man of His Highness's status would even know Mr. Arkride's age. I like him. He's a guy who is clearly true to himself. You don't see him high and mighty, rich voice as unreserved as him every day. Must be so tiring to work with a guy like him all the time, isn't it? No, I'm used to it at this point. Hey, is that Judith Lancer and Leah Fenley? What? Didn't we see those two before? Wow, real stars out and about in their swimsuits. Only at the Jumeirah, I tell you. Hey, could you girls give us an autographs, or better yet, why not come and have fun with us, huh? Wait. We meet again. This is where you guys are staying, of all the places. This place must take anyone who can pay if they'll let trust like this stay here. Give me a break. You're those pricks from this afternoon. Where the hell are you doing here? Oh, more guests. Are these friends of yours? Not quite. We had a little business with them earlier today. Sorry, Your Highness. I'll make everyone pipe down. Like hell you will. Your luck's run out, buddy. You're in big trouble. You guys take on the dudes, well... Huh? Ah! Holy! She moves so fast.
Oh my! Have more young men come to play? I've gotta hand it to you all. It takes guts picking a fight with the Prince of Elsheim. Shouldn't you boys be enjoying this beautiful night elsewhere? Although, if you insist on staying, I'll be more than happy to show you all a good time.
Our mistake, we'll be leaving now. No wonder you're His Highness's right hand. That's some quick swordplay you've got there.
It was nothing. I could have handled one such as them in my sleep.
As I said, one of the Principality's best.
No doubt. Wow, there's someone even better than Elaine and Sylphie. Guess I have a lot to learn.
Well, with that excitement out of the way, I suppose now's as good a time as any to wrap up. I know it is not much, but I'm prepared to offer the same sum as these ladies in exchange for your services. But please, don't let my case trump theirs. Whenever you figure things out, just be sure to pass the information on to me. It was a pleasure to meet you all. I expect great things from your impromptu helper as well.
With the excitement having died down, the party said their goodbyes, bringing their first day in Farad to a close. The group made a beeline straight back to the inn. After a full day in addition to such a long drive, everyone's exhaustion was quickly catching up to them. An early night's rest was in order so as to get ready to resume their investigation the next day, or so it seemed.
What are you talking about? The night's still young. The girls might be passing out soon, but who's to say we can't stay up and have a little after-dark fun, huh?
Kid, I envy your energy. Haven't given up on that nightclub near the casino, huh? I'm tempted to just let you loose and tell you to go have fun on your own. But I do that, and I have a feeling you'll burn half the town down. I'll tag along. as your chaperone.
Hell yeah, that's the spirit. And come on, don't act like you weren't totally down to clown.
Oh, shut it. You gotta act respectable when you get to be my age.
When do you think you two will be back?
Where the hell did you come from?
We'll make sure we're back before midnight. If you could keep the girls distracted for me while we're gone, I'd appreciate it.
As you wish, Mr. Arkride. Enjoy your night, you two.
Okay, seriously, what's the deal of that maid of yours, huh? That prince seemed extra keen on her for some reason, too. So it wasn't just me who noticed, huh? But given her employment background, maybe it's not so weird that word about her gets around. For real? You sure are trusting of this woman you have a shady-ass contract with too, you know? Today was your first time actually meeting her, wasn't it? Yeah, but we've been in touch back and forth for about 3 years now. It's not like I don't know her at all. But never mind that. Let's have our little peek and then head straight back. We don't want the girls worrying about us. You sound like an old dad praying about his daughter. I'm not that old, damn it. Oh yeah, better make sure I go prepared. Huh, what are you doing? Let's hurry up and go in already. Prepared? What? Someone's following us.
Oh yeah! This music's my jam!
Wait! Whistle, hell yeah, now this is how you run a club. Let's find some empty seats and get our asses in them already. One of them look familiar. I have a far bad night. What about you? I'll take an Alexander, extra nutmeg. As you wish, sirs. You're nothing if not consistent, aren't you? What can I say? You gotta have it with nutmeg. It's pretty damn good, you know? He noticed too. What was that?
Oh, the women here are exquisite. Wouldn't you agree?
Wait, what are...
Oh, come now, darling. Don't go lighting up in here. I'm sorry, dear. He's just had a little much to drink, is all. Still, there's something to be said for the occasional indulgence.
Just so. It's been some time since I last found myself in this city. It's shaping up to be a good stay. And I, for one, plan to make the most of it.
We should leave some parting gifts here as well for such a lovely time. It's only polite. The only question is, what sort of presents young ladies like these days?
Now that's what I'm talking about. I couldn't take my eyes off that dancing. And now, the woman you've all been waiting for.
Hey. Hey, pay attention. What's the big...
Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's star! Tharbad's most beautiful nocturnal butterfly, handpicked to take part in the upcoming Carnal Cavalcade. It's Lady Sora! You won't want to miss this. This could be her last performance here if her debut at the film festival makes a splash. They say nobody's managed to take this vixen home. If anyone hopes to break that streak, tonight's your last shot. But enough from me. Cue the music.
She's not gonna turn out to be working with that assailant from the sewers, is she? Or the waterworks. So how deep does this conspiracy go? October 6th, 12:30 a.m. Oh wait, weren't we supposed to be back before then? Uh-oh. Oh, so you got debts to pay.
Yeah. My sister and I, we're not originally from Calvard. We grew up in a town in the Central East. When Shahina was still little, my parents had a hard time making ends meet and borrowed money from some unsavory characters. Once my parents passed on, I tried to run away with Shahina, and we ended up here.
I'm guessing your peace and quiet didn't last long, and they were banging on your doors soon enough. Chasing you all the way out here. Those must have been some bad dudes your parents borrowed from. The fact that you've got this side hustle too, and still haven't paid it off says a lot.
I know. It's not something I'm exactly proud of.
Why? There's nothing to be ashamed of. It's not like you've had to go and sell your body or anything. Hell, even if you did, you'd just be doing what you had to do in order to survive.
To be completely honest, that's exactly how they wanted me to pay them back, at first. But I heard about Calvard and its system for absolving debts taken up by one's parents. When I thought about it, though, doing either one of those things would feel like I'd be renouncing their memories.
So you decided to repay them with the dancing you'd picked up in the family. I get it. Wait, see, as long as those guys get their money back, they can't really complain how you make it. No wonder you were so hesitant on bringing in the guild earlier.
More or less. I appreciate what they do, but I have to imagine they'd recommend I get the debt forgiven and, well, it's stupid to be so proud over something like this. I know.
It's not exactly the most elegant way to go about things, to be sure. From the way you're talking, I'm guessing you haven't said anything to your sister. Not just about your job, but the debt itself.
It's hard to tell her everything this far in, you know? Plus, there's actually some light at the end of the tunnel now. Once I get my commission for taking part in the Carnal Cavalcade, I should be able to pay the remainder off.
Oh, so that's what you've got planned, huh? But man, I just do not get it. Why does everybody around me always seem to pick the path of the most resistance? Wouldn't it be smarter to take it easy as best you can and try to coast through life? Speak for yourself. Once someone set their mind on something, it's pretty damn hard to shake them off. Anyway, I think things will be okay with Shahina if you tell her. Might get a little mad at you for keeping it a secret, but she's mature enough to know you did out of love for her. You just focus on the parade for the time being. Let the rest of us worry about that dumb old note. I'd be lying if I said what I saw back there wasn't hot, but more than that, I could tell that was real art you put into it. Oh, and don't worry about paying us any commission. That dance was all that reward fine young men like us could need.
Aw, Van. All right. I won't worry about it. I'll make sure to knock them dead tomorrow. You won't want to miss it.
God damn, this guy never misses a beat.
Now you've done it!
Huh? Well, what the?
Yo, what's your problem? Hey, I know you. I've seen you in the tabloids.
I am so disappointed in you, Spriggan. You're dragging this poor woman around town all night, only to make her cry. Have you no shame? I always knew you were a good-for-nothing, and this proves it.
You were watching us this whole time. Don't you have anything better to do? You know they call it beauty sleep for a reason, right? You'll age faster if you keep pulling all-nighters like this.
Excuse me? Thanks for calling me old when I'm not!
I didn't say that. Quit putting words in my mouth.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think this is all a big
Whatever. There's no reasoning with you. In the name of Adios, I'll kick you straight to Gehenna, you unrepentant philanderer!
So you're the thief that's been causing all this mayhem in Edith, huh? Wait a sec. Save the chit-chat for later. Here she comes.
Give me your worst.
You won't get away!
It's go time!
Bruh.
Now's a good time to boost.
Going all in.
Do you have any strength boosting things? Earth Guard, might as well take advantage of this.
Here goes! Activating skill. Soar for me! Boost gauge limit crushed. Activating Blink skill. and you'll miss it! Soar for me!
I will win!
Boost gauge limit crushed.
Alright, got some more S stuff. How fast can I cast? Not fast enough, apparently.
Give it up already!
Yeah. Okay, let's just look for some damage type things I can do.
There! Here goes.
Give them your all!
Time for the main event! Vandalize! Raid!
That all you've got?
Boost gauge limiter unlocked!
That was pretty fast. Damn, she's pretty good. Just calm down, Ray. You got it all wrong.
Calm down? Calm down? I was such a fool thinking you were anywhere near decent. Nina needs to wake up to the truth, and I'll do whatever.
Stop! You're making a mistake!
What are you doing? Get out of the way! I'm here to give them their just.
You're wrong. Van and Aaron were just walking me home. I was just telling them about my life and got a little emotional in front of them. That's all.
It's okay. You don't have to put on a brave face anymore. It must have been so hard dealing with... What? Seriously? Huh. All right. I'll let you off the hook this time. But next time you make some poor girl cry, there'll be hell to pay. Got it? You better remember that.
What was that all about? Beats me. Looked like someone was playing dress up as that infamous fan thief and got a little too into her role. Hey, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yep, sure looked like her. Look, let it go. I'm sure she has her reasons for doing it. Digging into it will just cause us headaches. Unreal.
Well, what'd you think? Like what you saw?
That I did. They were just as I'd hoped. Moreover, our surprise guests appear to be greatly anticipating what's to come. I think it's time we turn up the heat, don't you? Perhaps with a golden frenzy to instill some proper fear.
Oh, I agree completely, boss.
Why are they still calling him mint-haired man when we've already fought him before? October 6, 8:05 a.m. Come on, girls, no need to sulk. Your breakfasts are gonna get cold. I mean, get a load of this hummus. This stuff is something else. I'm not mad. I'm glad you two were able to have fun by yourselves last night. You should have said something. How am I supposed to protect you if you sneak out like that? Look who's in for it now. So much for our trip today staying a secret. My sincerest apologies, Mr. Arkride. It's my fault for not maintaining the facade. It's not your fault. You did your best. Helpful time to have that Genesis go off, that's for sure. From the sound of it, it lit up right around the time we were catching up with everyone's favorite fan thief, yeah? Right, although the timing of it may have just been a coincidence. I was really scared something had happened to you two. Yeah, I get it. I beefed it big time. But seeing as Mirror was nowhere to be found, it's not as though the situation was the same as before. Indeed, perhaps that suggests that there are multiple response powers that can trigger it. Still, who would have guessed it was her all along? Do you have any idea, Small Fry? Yeah, pretty much. She moves just like that in that movie, so... Huh? Excuse me, just what movie? Never mind that, it doesn't matter right now.
Hi, everyone. I hope you've had a good morning.
Oh, hello, Sarah. Good morning. Alright, on about this early, huh?
Yes. I have a meeting to attend over at Vegas Films. They say we're really going to have to rush to get me ready for the parade.
And I'm coming along to listen to every word they have to say, because I'm her manager. Maybe with a little luck, I'll get to meet Nina Fenley and Judith Lanster.
Sounds like an ulterior motive to me. I didn't ask you to tag along, you know. They're probably going to yell at you and ask you to leave. I wouldn't be so sure. I think that director's gonna follow heads over heel for me too. I can see it now. Shahina, sweetheart, you're a once-in-a-generation find. You've got what it takes to be the next great star. Oh, I've got to figure out what I'm gonna say when that happens. I can't go in unprepared. Well, fingers crossed. Good luck to see you're still full of energy, Shahina. Knowing Cody, I don't think that's really out of the question. Hey, you'll never know unless you try. Still, I have to imagine this parade's not gonna be like your normal dancing. With any luck, this opportunity could open up some real doors for you. Big doors, I think. Thanks, man. I think so too. Wish me luck. Hey, is it just me, or does something feel a little different between the two of you? Wait, oh wowie. Wow, is he the boyfriend you've been seeing at night? He is, isn't he? Shahina? No, I'm afraid not. We all just met yesterday, remember? Oh yeah, oopsies. Sorry about that. She gets ahead of herself sometimes. Good luck with your work today, everyone. I hope everything goes well for you, and not just when it comes to my request either. You sure it's not him? Now I'm even more suspicious. Extraordinarily sure. Come on, we have to go. What? Don't tell me you guys think it's actually true. I already explained it to you what we were doing last night. Yeah, I know, but still. That's Mr. Arkride, ever the lady killer. When Van kill ladies? You'll get later on, kid. Shut up, come on, tell me. And here we go again. Getting back to the topic at hand, we do need to figure out what's going on with these threatening notes. Especially now that Sarah's gotten one too. Right, this being the day before festival, this will probably be when things start to pick up. You've got to figure something's bound to turn up as long as we keep sniffing around. Which is exactly what we're going to do. Let's hunt for more for SPGs, but keep your eyes peeled. Don't lose sight of why we're really here. Right, of course. Roger. You have my full support as well, always, Mr. Arkride. Looks like we got for SPG. Archaeological Expedition. I'm here to investigate the ruins in the underground waterway, but I need an escort capable of taking down the monsters that wander about. When I asked the Art Guild for help, they told me to come back another day because of how busy they are, but I only have a limited amount of time here, so I can't afford to wait. I'll be near the entrance to the underground waterway, so please come. Archaeologist Inigo. An archaeologist wants our help. That's interesting. Better not be that kind of archaeologist. I got a hunch he's not the only one trying to reach out. Let's check the bulletin board in Entertainment District 2. Okay, starting today, you're going to be helping around the bazaar. What you're about to do might feel tough while everything's new to you, but trust me, it's all a part of your training. Yeah, right, I'll doubt it'll be anything that bad. I've cleaned dishes and swept chimneys before. Nothing you could suggest will scare me. Just spit it out already. Well, if you insist, your first job is going to be as a barker. Congratulations. You're going to put on a loud voice and do whatever you can to drum up excitement about the stalls and bringing customers. What? You can't make me do that. I don't know how to. I don't know. Hype people up. Sure you do. You just don't realize it yet. Take those apples you can find in your stall. Those apples are so good you stole them countless times, yes? If anybody can tell customers just how delicious they are, it's you. Shut up. Alright, I'll give it a try. Just lay off me already. Got her hitting the ground running, I see. Hang in there, kid. Oh, I've been such a fool. A complete and utter moron. What have I been doing with my life? Coming here and taking in the festive atmosphere has made me realize I was so stupid for letting myself be a cog in the corporate machine. Stupid manager and his bald head. Worthless coworkers. Everybody's always trying to make me take responsibility for everything. It's those hookahs, I tell you! Screw this. Screw it all. I should be quit and try something new instead. Be my own boss for once in my own miserable life. I don't know what's going on with my husband. He's never been the best drinker, to be sure, but he hasn't drunk anything today, and even when he gets drunk, he's never quite like, this. The other people carrying on over there also look like they're extremely drunk too, but I don't think I saw them drinking either. What in the world is going on here? We need to confiscate those hookahs. Everybody's getting all worked up about the festival, but I don't get what all the excitement's about. Could it really be all that great? Maybe it's just because I don't really know all that much about films. It's hard to say. I've kept my distance from them up until now, but maybe I should try watching one and see if I can figure anything out. Dad's been acting really weird since last night. He never yells like that. He must be tired. I'm sure he'll be back to normal soon. I'm not scared at all. The people in this temple are all so nice. There are a lot of people yelling and fighting outside. It's safe inside the temple, though. I'm worried about my mom. She works in the bazaar. I wish she could be with me here. I just had a talk with our Mukhtar about how we should keep the children safe, seeing as there's so much trouble today. It could be really dangerous if any of them get lost out there, which is why I'm telling them they shouldn't walk by themselves. For those parents who are too busy to look after them today, we're also happy to take their children and look after them if need be. Are Shahina and her big sister okay? There's so many more scary people than before. I'm scared it's gonna be like yesterday for them again. The parade is tomorrow. If something happens to them, I sniffle. With all the tourists going nuts, I'm thinking maybe I should just cancel my Sansi tours for today. It's infuriating when people drift off from the car on a whim. I'd be in a world of trouble if any kids got lost in those sand dunes. Though to be honest, I'm even more concerned about how Sarah and her sister are doing right now. I'm happy they recruited Sarah for the parade, but I'm worried she's working herself too hard. Then to have all this craziness on top of that. Despite Farbad being a lively entertainment destination for decades now, never in all my time have I seen such tumult in the city. Many residents are understandably concerned about what's going on. I pray all this doesn't lead to any greater conflicts. It's during times such as these that we must spread the spirit of tolerance and understanding that have served us so well. Once the festival is over, I hope to be able to sit down with our politicians and business leaders to discuss how the future of our city. Young people these days have no respect for law and order. I heard there was a big fight around here just this morning. If they hadn't drowned themselves in vice for getting their devotion to Arusha, this city wouldn't be the mess it is today. Those motion pictures are especially wretched. I tried to watch one that Salvatore Gaudi's Sphinx and was absolutely appalled. Such obscene trash is good for nothing but destroying people's morals. No wonder the young have lost their way. We've been getting reports of fighting and sudden disturbances all day. The police have their hands full trying to respond to everything. Apparently, according to two people I talked to who dealt with a similar case, this is completely identical to another case. There must be some mutual connection behind both incidents. Once she gets here from the main branch, we should probably step up our investigation. Elaine? I had some weirdo get weird with me earlier. He was genuinely scary. His eyes looked so weird and bugged out. Ugh, the first time I've gotten any real attention during this and it had to turn out just like that. Just my luck. I can only imagine how many times Sarah and Shahina must have had to deal with that. Arusha. Renton's apparently checking into the general movements of new arrivals, so I'm going to tackle things from a different angle. Specifically, I'm going to ask the caravanners if they've noticed any unusual activity nearby to see if I can glean anything with their insight. I just wish we didn't have to worry about more fights breaking out. I really prefer to focus entirely on our investigation. The festival might be tomorrow, but is it worth getting this excited for? It feels like everyone's going nuts. Some of the neighbors seem like completely different people, all full of energy and practically bouncing off the walls. I'm really worried this is all going to cause trouble for the end, somehow. For the sake of our guests, I hope things settle down sooner rather than later. I don't want all this getting in the way of their comfort. I've known Romani a good while now, and I like to think I understand him pretty well. But I've never seen the man in such high spirits. He hasn't even had anything to drink. I've heard that there's been even more commotion than usual over the bazaar too. It's all getting to be concerning. Our guests can't exactly enjoy their stay here if there's too much of a ruckus outside, you know. Oh, I'm telling you, Forbad's booming bigger than ever right now. I've got to get in on this while the gang's good and suck up on everything I can possibly get my hands on. Who cares if I go a little in the red right now? It'll work out. I can just tell I'll be able to recoup everything and then some. No problem. And there's the hookah. You know, it's like Ishmelga decided to... If they can't get everyone just roided up with their curse, they're just going to use hookahs instead. Huh. I ended up waking up early today because there was a commotion right in front of my home this morning. This might be festival season, but I've never seen batters act so wildly. Sure, people get excited sometimes, so we're good about not causing trouble for our people, but now it's bizarre. The tourists have been getting pretty rowdy lately, to put it nicely. Another hookah seller I know was telling me about how his customers got in such a frenzy that things were a little out of hand. I get everyone's excited about the film festival and all, but it's almost like they've properly lost their minds. The energy here is simply incredible. Are all film festivals so joyous? It scares me how many people are so unrestrained, but I must admit, my curiosity is now piqued. Plus, there's a chance to hopefully learn a little more about younger folks. I don't want to toss that away. I really appreciate the temple agreeing to look after my daughter for a little while. With all of these people coming in, the bazaar getting so busy, I'd be worried about her getting lost. This way I know she's safe. Plus, the new friend she made yesterday is there too. It'll help keep her occupied. My supplier was weirdly riled up when he came to drop off some stock earlier. It was hard even carrying a conversation with him. He was fired up, but speaking incoherently at the same time. Bizarre. He's not the only one who's been acting off either. The tourists and some other residents are being odd too. It could just be because of the festival coming up, but it's giving me the creeps somehow. It doesn't seem to be right. It might be the day before the film festival and all, but it feels like people are almost getting too excited for it, you know? I mean, I could tell people were excited yesterday, but today suddenly hit a fever pitch. Maybe I'm just overthinking things, but it just feels so abrupt. I don't know. I do my best to try and respect what young folks try to do, but all this mayhem is hitting even my patience. I understand everyone getting excited at being exposed to new ideas and culture, but that's no excuse for them to go act like hoodlums. Anyway, something about all this doesn't feel right to me. None of what's happening feels natural. I've never seen this much excitement in the city, even after it started taking off 20 years ago. The hammam has never had this many customers. It's not all fun and games, though. I've heard a lot of tourists are letting their hair down a bit too much and going off the rails. We're definitely having to keep a close eye to make sure nobody tries to peep on ours or steal things from the changing rooms. Thanks for tuning in to this Let's Play of Trails Through Daybreak. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit the bell icon.